Yo, what up, Wolfpack? This the Blind Wolf, and we back at it again. I like to thank everybody that subscribed, like, share, comment on these videos. Truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All right, Wolfpack, come on, let's go on this journey. Y'all know I lost my eyesight July 7, 2007 while I was in prison. Well, a lot of things crossed my mind too while I was in prison. I seen a lot of things, talked about a lot of things with a lot of different dudes, and you know, just something that came to my mind recently is, where did all of that energy go? All of the energy that when we were sitting back and politicking on how we would come home to do things to make things better for our families, for our communities, and not put the stress and the strain that we put on our families while we were incarcerated on them again. What happened to that motivation? A lot of dudes go right back to the same thing that they was doing before they caught their little bit, and right back into the same mess again, putting their families through the same trials and tribulations all over again. When is enough enough? A lot of us grew up in horrible neighborhoods, impoverished communities. I know I'm going to speak for myself. It's been times that we ain't have no lights in the house. The only thing we had was some gas. Keep us warm, my mother would put pots of water on the stove, turn that stove on, cut the oven on. We be downstairs in the kitchen wrapped up in blankets, keeping warm, but we with each other. What is rock bottom to you? When is enough enough? When is it that you're going to say, my family done been through enough. I'm not going to put them through no more. Starving, not having no food in the refrigerator. You open that refrigerator up and all you see is shelves. You might see a little something here, a little something in the cabinet. Cabinet's bare though. Cabinet's empty. And you still out here, you breaking law, making things harder for your family, trying to make a name for yourself, and you ain't making no name for yourself. You're making a fool out of yourself. Because the name that you really should be trying to make is a name to bring you and your family up. You want to be the one that's looked at as the one that say, you know what, I'm trying my hardest and I'm doing this the right way for my family. I'm not going to put no more stress on my mother. I'm not going to put no more stress on my siblings. I'm not going to put no more stress on my grandmother, my aunties, whoever it is that's out there looking out for you. But that's all we doing. We running back and forth inside of these prison walls, and we're stressing our family out. We're making the rock bottom worse. This has to change. But then you'll have dudes inside these prison walls with these $1 million ideas. Brilliant schemes and I'm not saying scheme in a bad way, but brilliant ideas on how to bring the community together. Get to talking to some of these kids. Because when you're in prison, over time, some of these dudes learn a conversation that is acceptable by the youth, and they start to learn from it. Where did this energy go? This energy needs to be spread back out here on these streets. We need a lot more kicking up from the bottom than trying to dig down and find out how much further down we can take ourselves and our families. Sitting back, going to the class and, learning a trade and all of that stuff in prison is all right if you're going to utilize it. But why learn these things to come right back out here on the street and do the same thing that you know you don't want to go back to? You don't want to go back inside them prison walls, and then you never know. You might be in a knife fight. Somebody might got you cornered in with locks, and you ain't getting away from this stuff. I don't know how things is in prison now, but when I was in prison, this is what you were going to encounter. You're going to encounter beef. You're going to encounter fights. You're going to encounter arguments with COs. So what's your rock bottom? When is this gonna be enough? When is enough enough to where as though we say, I'm not going back inside these prison walls. I mean something to me. I mean something to my family. My family means something to me. My community means something to me. I can't keep on teaching the same thing that I was taught that didn't get me nowhere to the ones that's coming up under me. That's the definition of insanity. Keep repeating the same thing to get the same results, and the results are horrible. You crazy if you want to keep going back and forth inside them prison walls. Them prison walls didn't care anything about anyone that walks inside of there. I'm prime example of that. They allowed me to go blind. They knew that I had a medical condition. They were intentionally not taking me to my doctor's appointments. My rock bottom was getting worse. I was digging this hole. Why do we dig these holes? These are the things that we need to come away from. These are the things that we need to look at deeply inside ourselves and say, if I can put this much energy into doing the most insane, crazy things and saying that, all right, I did this because I'm about it. Why can't I put this energy into something positive to keep myself and my family from going through these situations over and over again? This is something that needs to be deeply thought about. Who matters? You matter. Your family matters. Your community matters. Making a difference matters. Making your name ring out throughout the centuries should want to mean something to you. You should want to be known for doing something great. And I know everybody wanted to do something great in their life. No one can say that, all right, I just wanted to grow up and be this evil, conniving criminal. At one point or another, you had a dream of doing something great. But now we're doing nothing but tearing our families down, going back and forth inside of these prison walls. And for what? For what? The money that you was making out there on the street, yeah, you was eating, but you was eating because you was out there doing what you was doing, and you was in the street, and you gonna stop off at a carry out and get you a sub, get you a chicken box. And in Baltimore, chicken boxes, wings and fries in like a little box or a food carrying tray. But you wanna go out and you wanna do these things. But at the end of the day, you're not eating healthy. You're not strengthening your mind. You're criminalizing yourself. You're hanging around people that are doing their best to try to scam you out of what you got, and you try to scam them out of what they got, and the whole time, y'all call yourself the hood. This hood love. That's crazy. That's not hood love. What you want to give back is something real to your community. You want to give back some knowledge. Go and learn about the philosopher Seneca, the philosopher Epictetus, the philosopher Marcus Aurelius. Learn some different ways to be able to think about how you can look at stuff from a different perspective. Looking at things from the exact same perspective that got our people nowhere. And when I say our people, I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about Hispanics, Native Americans, Asians, whites, whoever. You're not giving back to your community. You're not giving back to your people. You're actually taking from them and killing them off. Where is the supposed love that we're supposed to have for our families? Because at the end of the day, no matter what you think you are, when you're in a community of people, that is your family. That's who you're going to be seeing on a regular basis. So you should want to see little Tommy down the street, little Billy down the street doing better. Hey, how's school doing? Oh, congratulations. Oh, you got a game. I'm coming to your game. Let's encourage the kids to go out and do better than what we did so that they'll be better than what we did. And actually show up. Don't just sit on the porch and talk trash to them and tell them, get off the block. I can't stand you. You talk trash to them like you don't even like them. So we're not giving them a chance to like us, to learn from us. Sit down and talk to him. Try to figure out what's on his mind so that they don't go back and do the same things that we did. Because all they doing is repeating the cycle And who taught that cycle? I did. I taught it to my kids. It's sad to say that my child has gone to prison. And I take that all the way to for me, because I definitely was not living an upstanding life. All I knew was the street. I didn't know anything else. My father abandoned me and my sisters when I was a little boy. I had to become a man for my family as a little boy. And I made my rock bottom worse by teaching this same mentality to my child. And that hurt worse than me going in prison, than me losing my eyesight in prison. And I'm sorry to my children for me taking myself away from them. Because that's all that I did. I took myself away from them. I made my rock bottom worse. Let's stop making these rock bottoms worse. Let's encourage the kids to do something better than what we did. Actually strengthen your mind. Read books. Start out slow. It don't matter if it's 15, 20 minutes a day. That's going to build up over time. Build your mind and your body. When you start building your mind and your body, you're going to come away from the social media a little bit, because you're going to start to get into the habit of reading. You're going to start getting into the habit of wanting to lift weights, wanting to do your calisthenics, because your body is going to be feeling better. When you train your body is going to respond to you, and you're going to love that response. Everything is not social media. Everything is not going out here selling the little drugs and picking up a weapon and doing the cruddiest things that you could be doing out here. Setting yourself up for failure to go inside of these prison walls and do what? Make your rock bottom even lower. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Learn from the mistakes of people like myself. I've been shot 7 times. Shot 7 times. I spent many years in prison. Been stabbed 3 times. I've been smacked with a golf club upside my head. Some of these things, I ain't even gonna say some of these, all of these things, I put myself in a position to be caught up in these situations. Because I could have been doing better, but I was never taught better. And I'm trying to get this across to y'all. You can do better. We can do better. Let's teach our kids better than what we was taught, because rock bottom is real. Rock bottom ain't just being in your prison cell and you can't get in contact with your people. No, it's worse than that, because you're not the only one dealing with this. If they in it with you, then they feeling that rock bottom too. They're sacrificing something for you while you inside those prison walls and making the rock bottom worse. Come on, we got to stop this. Remember what I tell y'all about them 5 P's. Properly plan for your life. Proper planning prevents poor performance. When we properly planning for our lives, we're not going to be digging a hole deeper for the rock bottom, to actually chip at the rock and see if we can chip the rock away and go deeper than that. We're trying to push ourselves away from that rock. We're trying to dig from up out of that mud. And we're not trying to be them crabs in the barrel to pull somebody down so that we could get up. No, let's try to raise each other up. Let's try to do something better for the generations that are coming behind us. Because these prison walls don't care nothing about you. They will disable you. They will cripple you. They will handicap you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It does not have to be just a physical handicap, like you can't use your legs. Your brain might not come back the same. And that ain't doing nothing but taking that rock bottom that much further. Steer clear of these things. Focus on a better future for yourself, your family. That's what's gangster. That's what's really gangster. And y'all remember, y'all getting this from the Blind Wolf. Remember what I tell y'all Marcus Aurelius say. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Y'all keep them quality thoughts running through your brain. I believe in you, and you got to believe in you. It starts there. Wolf.